Flashback. Mom's house on Guadalupe Street. Thousands of bikes piled up in my mom's house in the backyard. Trash and tools are thrown everywhere. You can see all of the materials from the bikes all the way from across Guadalupe Street, one of the busiest streets known for prostitution on the west side. A huge gate was overtowering my mom's house with a jail-proof chain and a lock on it. A prostitute was walking across the street late at night, across from the probation office. A couple of crackheads walking up to my mom's gate asking, "Do you know where to get any?" "I don't have anything right now," yells La Flaca, my mom's friend, from behind her house in her backyard apartment, located right next to a little Mexican restaurant. She hasn't paid my mom any rent since she's been living there for about 3 years now. I cringe when I hear her voice because I know what kind of shenanigans that she's up to back there. There's a tent right next to her tiny apartment for whatever friends want to make themselves at home. I always joked around with my mom and told her that she might as well make her house an adult care and call it Anne's Haven. Cop cars are wailing down Zarzamora Street speeding at about 50 miles per hour in a 30 miles per hour zone. My mom walks past greeting the people at the gate, tumbling over all of the bike parts in the yard. The 3 dogs are jumping all around her legs and my nerves start to shake. I feel a strong sense of being trapped and a high level of anxiety, especially around her in this dangerous environment. There goes my mom's mechanically bike enthusiastic boyfriend fixing one of the hundreds of bikes in the middle of the night. Not including the ones piled up on the inside of my mom's house, barricading every corner of each wall. As soon as you walk on the other side of the house outside, you can walk through the backyard and see more bikes piling up on the side of my mom's house, all spilling over onto the lawn. "Mom, why don't you tell him something? This is your house. You're going to fall over and hurt yourself one day." As she mixes up some pollo y res on top of the steaming stove. I glance at my beautiful mom and remember how it was before she lost her house back in 2019. It was a big, blue, beautiful 3-story house on West Craig in Michigan. I grew up in that house mostly all of my 28 years of living. My grandpa Willie and grandma Liz de Leon used to market off of houses. They blessed us with that house before my twin sister Nicole and I were born. Standing in the kitchen with my mother, I remember how happy and joyful she was when she would be in the kitchen whipping up something good like her Fidio Loco or some hamburger helper. The classic hamburger helper. My taste buds start to drool just thinking about it. I still see the sparkle in her eyes whenever I talk to her about how my night went at work. I won't ever forget those times seeing my mom at her happiest. Even if things are not the same anymore, she still has the same sparkle in her eyes and her strength is strong. She's the nicest woman I know. I think I get a lot of my qualities from my mom with her characteristics. She's always looking out for other people, so much so that she forgets to look after herself. She's always thinking about what other people would think or how they would feel before asking herself how she feels. That's all me as well. My mom always asked me if I was hungry on a cold night after delivering supplies at University Hospital. Of course my answer was yes. I'd make myself around all of the bikes. I didn't like to face my mom in that environment. It would hurt my soul to see her around this toxicity. I love her either way.
I'd zoom to my tiny room and grab a pair of clothes that were thrown in my basket on top of an ancient dresser, full of our albums of family photos. I zoomed into the restroom before anyone else could claim the shower. There was always random people using the shower and in there for about 2 hours at a time sometimes. I felt the cold air come through from the small window right next to the shower. There was a hole that was created in the floor, from when someone did an unfinished job and the floor was seeping through. The walls were half painted a bright blue color. It was a sight for sore eyes. I would jump in the shower as fast as I could because it'd be so cold in the restroom. I remember at times I'd be so afraid to take one, because of how cold the water would drip out. I was lucky if the water pressure was right and the water was hot. All I had in my room was a TV, my Xbox, and my discolored tablet on a small TV stand. The room was full of random items and bikes when I first moved in the summer of 2021. The room was dusty of dingy. I had about 5 feet of space to walk on from my TV to my bed. I turned on my TV and Xbox. I opened up my favorite thing to watch on YouTube. You are now watching the Hustletown Network. Day of Unity Fest. I flopped on my head and the tiny twin size wobbled to the side on the leg which was holding my body up. It was a bed frame that folded, so it was always rocking. I laid back after a long day and boom. The bed flopped from the side where I'd rest my head.